Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a quick preview event here for the Frozen Dimensions Pocket event that's actually starting tomorrow. And now I've been getting a few questions here and there of what my game plan is going to be, but I wanted to make a standalone video on this because I do think that it's going to be a potential trap event in terms of resources, especially given where you are kind of in your progression towards the end game. What am I referring to? Well, in the Pocket Dimensions event, right, there is actually a section where you need to be using characters that require ISO 8 purple. So if you head over to the event selection, scroll all the way to the far right, you can see Frozen Dimensions is now currently in a preview state. So you can actually take a look at what nodes specifically you'll be working to your way towards, the requirements. So that's going to, when you tap on that, it's going to bring you to the Dark Dimension that's located in Epic Campaigns. And then you just need to scroll all the way to the far right, and here it is right here. Frozen Dimension, Absolute A-Force versus Annihilators. This is the most recent one. Last time we had Cabal and Annihilators. Well, this time it's featuring these two teams. Hit preview here, and you actually can go into these specific nodes and take a look at, the enemies you'll be up against, the requirements and so forth. Like even this one right here, 3 Absolute A-Force characters or Annihilators or tech characters at T3 ISO 8 level 3, and even looking at these enemies, I mean, they're going to be scary. You can see we're up against a massive Odin, some of the mercs for money, folks. We got Apocalypse, Skrulls, Lizards, Mephistos, all jam-packed together with Ares and Black Knights in the final boss node, right? So it's just giving you a snapshot of what you need to be going up against. But as well, guys, look at these power levels. They're pretty astronomical. I mean, even though we're going to be getting some shards here and there of obviously Miss Marvel Classic, and the path to Miss Marvel or Fragments is definitely going to help with the event that's going on right now. But if you guys caught my video from over the weekend, I've already stated that this has been a trap event to begin with in the first place. And the Frozen Dimension, in a way, it's going to be freezing your account if you actually invest in this. What am I referring to? Well, the T3 ISO 8 level 3, right? I mean, you need this ultimately to go through Dark Dimension 8. So I don't think any temporary game mode that's going to be here for a week or so is more important than obtaining Odin as fast as possible. With Odin, this is the specific game mode that requires your characters at T3 ISO 8 level 3. So I mean, if you're going to be going through it, you have to get through all this, right? And this is going to require 20 plus characters with those ISO 8 levels invested. So this should take priority over your Frozen Dimensions, because this is more of a distraction. It's going to slow down your progression in your count ultimately. The only thing this is really tailored to, I would say, is probably players like myself. I've already completed Dark Dimension 8, and for me, it's a luxury, right? It's a luxury that if I complete this, I'm going to get some freebies here, but am I gonna invest in more characters and additional teams so that I can finish a temporary game mode? Probably not. And the other reason that's kind of leading to that is the 100% rewards here. So they do actually give us everything that we're going to be seeing once you reach a completion here. And you tell me, look at this list. You tell me if you think that these rewards are going to be worth the investment that you'll be making. Aside from obviously the massive amounts of Crimson gear that we see here, you're going to be getting a 7 red Sentinel, which most of us will probably have. If you're paying attention to the game and you're watching for initial offers, I mean, the Orcus team came out months ago, so everyone's got a 7 red on him. There's a bit of gold, but you get gold from every other event that runs in the game. So really then it becomes a question of, are you going to be getting enough ISO 8 purple right here to recoup what you spent on characters going through this? That's a question you have to ask yourself. And then as well, if you care obviously about the snow globes and the Battle World credits, but again, is it going to be game-changing enough to your account? Is this enough for you to stall your progression towards Odin? I don't think so. And there's also the timed rewards, right? If I tap the bottom here with the timed rewards, obviously the big improvement here over the previous screen is that there is going to be a 3 diamond Scientist Supreme. But you can see I already have a 2 diamond Scientist Supreme right there. And then again, I'm really just getting more Crimson gear, which is the same thing I've been getting from all my raids that I'm doing on a daily basis anyways. Is this going to be comparable to the raid rewards that we get? Maybe, but it doesn't really matter because, this is not something I need in my account. It's more so if I can take advantage and get through some nodes, I will. But I don't plan on investing on any additional teams or characters. Having said that, that's really what it becomes down the question to, right? If you're a new player or in the mid game and this event comes up and you're trying to see how far you can go, it's just not a good idea, guys. I mean, I think you can just do what you can. So for some of the more elementary and beginning stages, like for example, the first note here, 3 Annihilator characters are cosmic gear tier 14. Yeah, most of us are going to have that. Like, you don't need to do any investment on there because you should have Annihilators built up if you want to be top ranking in Arena and raking those power cores on a daily basis. What I am doing is, though, I am scouring through my roster to see how feasible it's going to be. So you can do this as well. For me, I'm not building up Absolute 8 Force. I'm skipping them completely. So you can see I filtered my entire roster here by Annihilators and as well as tech characters, just because that's likely going to be the 2 options I'll have. I'm pretty confident in my Annihilators because most of them are gear tier 19. And then other than that, it's going to be my tech characters that are going to be impactful, right? The characters I've built up now for my tech, are they good enough to push me throughout Absolute 8 Force? Because I do think Absolute 8 Force is probably going to get a bit of an extra nod and a little bit of extra bonus there to obviously sell the team and make a point, right? But if my gear tier 19, Hank Pym, Penny Parker, Vulture, if these characters cannot get through this Pocket Dimensions event, that's okay. I'm going to do what I can because I got some powerful characters already, and you can see some of them already do have ISO 8 level 3 purple. So I'm not concerned at all whatsoever, but I'll tell you this. I'm not spending any more on my ISO 8 purple. I'm not using any more resources for a temporary event, especially since I'm only getting more of the same resources that I already have, right? If I just show you here my orbs, right? 411 Armory 19 orbs. I got 3,896 Crimson Gear Raid orbs. I'm just hoarding because, to be quite frank, I just don't need any of this right now. Unless there was something that was impactful to my account, and this is me coming from the end game that's completed all the Dark Dimensions already, right? So I think it's going to be nice just to obviously add to my reserve, but I'm not going to be investing in anything because I do want to save up as much of the ISO 8 purple as I can. We know that this is a very limited resource. They took away Battle World and moved those rewards to Alliance Wars, so going forward, we don't really know what's going to be the reliable method to get a decent amount of ions. Hence why we should be very cautious. And especially since, my video posted earlier today, the announcement of 3 new teams coming. Uncanny, the Mighty, as well as the Immortal X-Men team. All 3 of them joining the game very, very quickly here. So we have to be ready for our resources and what's coming, especially with the announcement of the next Spotlight raids as well. So in my eyes, guys, this entire week is a trap meant to really sink your resources. So I would, caution you guys to really review what you have right now. Do you need the rewards overall? Because it's not that great anyways. And do you really need to use those resources for that? Or should you be focusing on the priorities like the Dark Dimension, unlocking Mephisto, Odin, characters that are actually going to make your account revolutionary and actually give you a game-changing experience? That's my 2 cents, guys. Hopefully you're able to capitalize on the Old Man Logan trials as well, because that's currently ongoing. But yeah, watch out for this event. Not going to be really worth our time, but obviously I'll make the most of what I can. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.